Whew. Well, good morning, good afternoon, good whatever it is that you're having today. This is Judy Matejczyk with Transformation Tuesday for March 4th, 2025. Let's take a deep breath into that. March 4th, 2025. Take a deep breath in and put your hand on your heart and feel your heartbeat, because we have been given, another possibly 24 hours to live. So how are we marching forth in 2025? Well, Transformation Tuesday, as you know, maybe you don't, we come together every Tuesday with information, with inspiration to shift and uplift the planet. It started off as an offshoot from Paradigm Shifters, where we're a dedicated community. Boy, no matter what's going on, we're a dedicated community to shift and uplift the entire planet. We started in March 2020, and we went through some times during then. We kept coming back with more ideas, more we can do this energy. We hit ice storms, we hit everything, and this is 5 years later. So with that, let's take a deep breath in. And during the month of February, March, April, we are doing a deep dive into Raymond Hollywell's book, Working with the Law. Yeah, what's that mean? Well, we're studying these 11 spiritual laws in the universe. So I feel this is really, especially this law, is so pertinent to where we are right now. So the first law was the law of thinking. What we think about, we bring about, right? The second law we studied was the law of supply, but there's an abundance in the universe, an abundant supply. The third law, last week, with my dear friend Beth Robbins, was we were studying the law of attraction. Yes. And let's take a deep breath in with this whole, just a little bit of summary from where we were last week. The law of attraction is a secondary law to the law of vibration, where we're coming vibing from. Our mind is a magnet, and it attracts whatever corresponds to its predominant mental state. So let's take a little minute there, and what is your predominant mental state in this moment? Is it fear? Is it lack? Is it like, oh my, everything's getting turned upside down? Yeah, I just got back from the grocery store. I'll tell you more about that coming up. And also the law of attraction, what I desire and expect are two elements. We're going to be talking more about that with the law of receiving. A well-defined mental picture held in calm, confident conviction activates the law of attraction. And I am being, okay, can I be calm and confident in the face of circumstance? And then action. So let's take a deep breath in, because today, in this week, which is the beginning of Lent, by the way, tomorrow's Ash Wednesday, that this is an opportunity for us to take a deeper dive in our beliefs. So before we get into the law of receiving, I just want to tell you that I'll be working with, over the next 40 days, this little booklet in the garden, little Lenten booklet. And this week, I'm going to be reading to you these little snippets, real short Facebook Lives about releasing stress, the next day discontent, the next day thoughts of lack, and then releasing the law of rigidity. That's to be continued. That's coming up. For today, let's take a deep breath in. We're talking about the law of receiving. Oh boy, right? Oh boy. Oh boy. Receive, receive, receive. But guess what? To activate the law of receiving, give first. Activate the law of receiving by giving. Yeah, we're going to deep dive into that today. Give wisely. Give where it will do the most good. Give systematically. Give regularly and purposefully. Just like we've been giving these Transformation Tuesdays. Giving purposely. High engagement, low attachment. And give expectantly. Give knowing that we attract what we give and expect. So, the law of receiving. The same measure in which you give, you shall receive. We are continually drawing into life that which we give and expect. So let me read you this quote from Working with the Law. Give first. It is more blessed to give than to receive. And as you freely give, you freely receive. Unless we're free to extend or give out of our desire, our good, the law will not have any pattern to work with. It cannot proceed to supply any need without a pattern. Many try to work the law backwards, and for that same reason get little or no results. They say to themselves, well, after I get, then I will give. After I get, then I'll give. If you wish any good things, you must give first some good to build upon. Here's a little example. In order for a wood stove to provide heat, you must first feed it wood, right? The same is true with the law of receiving. Giving activates receiving. Focus on giving and how you can best bring your gifts to the family of humanity, and the universe will respond abundantly. Give, and it shall be given unto you, good measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over. All giving always precedes and predetermines the reception, whether you're giving your thought, your word, your service, or your deed. Let me tell you a little example of how that's worked in my life. It's okay. At the level of awareness where I was 20, actually it was some 30 years ago, my life, oh my gosh, everything had fallen apart. Everything I worked for, boom, fell out. And I found myself like not knowing where to go, just totally in a zone. And I stumbled into recovery. I say stumbled, I really mean it. And I cried, and I cried, and I cried for about 1.5 years, every meeting I went to. And what the people in those meetings were giving to me, were listening to me. More importantly, they weren't agreeing with that I was going to stay there. I had no way out. So I guess I was giving them an opportunity to practice listening for sure. And then my sponsor at the time said, I used to go to every Tuesday with a complaint. I would meet with her every Tuesday, and I would have some kind of disempowering story about this and that, until finally, I think it was about after like 6 or 7 months, she would say, hey, I got an idea. Next time you see me, come and tell me something that's good in your life. So I had to work for a whole week on something good. And then that became a pattern. Like I said before, it's this pattern. Anyway, 30-some years later, I still go to those meetings, only I can go and share with people who are coming in and giving love and support and listening. So that's just a little personal story about the give first in order to receive. The second part, let's take a deep breath in on that one there. The second little concept, big concept, is give wisely. Always give where it will do the most good. Here's another quote from the book. When you see someone making an effort to help himself or herself, that is the time to assist him. But do not give of your substance to the one who will not help himself, or at least try. The latter type will not only misuse your gift, but will abuse you if and when you cease giving. Jesus gave his substance always where it would do the most good. He fed the multitude because they were seeking good, not because they were begging for food. Do not give your substance to anyone who cannot appreciate it or improve with it. Gold nugget right there. The third concept, give systematically. Give systematically and regularly versus sporadically and occasionally. This has been I must say, up until now, this has been a challenge for me. And when I'm so grateful to be teaching this today, because I get a chance to look at where I am giving systematically and tithing. And this is good for me to be looking at today. I think I've been a sporadic giver over the last couple of years, because there's been that fear of lag. There's this fear. So this is good for me to read from page 72 of the book. Tithing is so potent because you touch the law of giving and receiving in a definite, orderly, or systematic way of giving. You establish a methodical plan of giving, which created a steady flow of reciprocal good to be received. When one's method of giving is sporadic or occasional, one's reception of good is irregular and uncertain. Be definite and orderly in your giving. Be purposeful. If you're a purposeful percentage giver versus a casual and emotional giver, this is an orderly reception of good. This creates self-confidence and a positive mental attitude, which attracts success. Going back to the law of attraction from last week. One more. Scientists say that tithing gives a person a self-reliance, a confidence, which enables them to build up a positive mental attitude, which attracts success. Others say that a tither already has considerable confidence to take the chance to spend his money that way. This makes him a person, a positive type, and attracts only positive and goodly conditions. This is a challenge. It's really good. Okay? So systematic giving. Now, the next little thing is take another deep breath in. Give expectantly. We continually draw into life what we give and expect. What we give and expect. Our next step is to prepare to receive the response or the results of our giving and to receive. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over. Our preparation shows our active faith. Instead of rocking and waiting, we are preparing and working. This in turn enlarges our view. It stimulates our interest, it disperses our doubt and fear, and energizes our power of reception. We give expectantly, just as the farmer. I have so many friends, especially my tree group friends, that are out gardening right now. They're planting the seeds. They're not just going to plant it. They're going to water it, fertilize it, and make sure the equipment is ready for harvest. Can I expect too much? No. True desire represents the urge of life seeking fuller expression, and is kept alive by continuously expectation of its fulfillment. It brings to us ways and means for its fulfillment. No desire is felt until the supply is ready to appear. Let me boom. No desire, whatever it is your burning desire, when you feel it deep down in your heart, that supply is already there to appear. Just like last week, desire, expectation, high engagement, low attachment. Your prayer, your desire, and that inner urge are like a magnet. And the stronger they are, the stronger the power of your magnet, and the greater it has this attraction. You cannot ask too much. You cannot ask too much. For it's unlimited, and the supply is inexhaustible. From the Upanishads, from abundance was scooped abundance, and still abundance remains. So I'm going to give you a little bit of life work for this week. But let me tell you a little story of today. Okay? So I was going out, before I do this Transformation Tuesday, I go and I'm like getting this done, laundry done, groceries done. I chose not to do any of my regular things yesterday because it was my birthday. And my partner in believing says, you could take a day off on your birthday, Judy. And I'm like, thank you. It's like, I really still, like, if someone else tells me to take a day off, I will. But it's up until now, it's hard. Up until now, it's a challenge for me to take a day off. But I did yesterday, which means, so today I'm like doing things, my Monday things. So I went down, and on the way to whatever I was doing, I pass every day this little Mexican grocery store. And it is rocking. And I live in Austin, Texas. And this little store is a store for this little community out here. It's a Mexican grocery store. And I decided, at the level of fact, there's all kinds of tariffs and everything going on. And I decided to go shop there. And I love these popsicles they have. They're so good. Popsicles, they're from Mexico. I don't know. There's all kinds of really cool pina colada, coconut, lemon, and all these flavors that I did not grow up with that. But these are just boom. And I love to go in and get them. And when I went in another day, the price of them doubled. And I took a deep breath in, and I'm like, that's okay. I want to support these people. And besides, I love their popsicles. And so even though, like, I'm really being conscious now of what I am choosing to put my supply for giving. And I received the popsicle, but that popsicle tasted so much better than it ever did a couple weeks ago. Maybe it's a mindset I'm having now about giving and receiving, So take a deep breath in. I'm going to end with a poem, but here's where I would love to have you take this, all of these laws, and try some of these experiments. Okay. Building on the key concept of the law of receiving, that we receive that which we give and expect. This whole week, it's focused on first giving first and giving expectantly. Isn't that pretty cool to start off the Lent of this year, 2025? We'll see. It's an experiment. Give first. If you feel a lack of appreciation, become the world's greatest appreciator. If you feel a lack of love, find ways to reach out and give love this week. If you feel lack of money, where can you make a contribution this week? Is this your time to make a decision for tithing? If you're feeling a lack of time, volunteer your time or spend extra time with your kids, your spouse, your friends. Give expectantly. Notice, pay attention to, and give gratitude for the ways in which the universe delivers to you the very thing you are giving. Give gratitude for the ways in which the universe delivers to you the very thing that you're giving. So how's that? Let's try that for an experiment this week. You up for it? Hey, progress, not perfection, perfectly imperfect, whatever way. And then we're going to come back. And, tell me, how are we doing? How's it going? We're here to support each other, okay? So take a deep breath in, and I want to end with this poem. This poem by Arthur William Beer. To get he had tried, yet his store was still meager. To a wise man he cried in a voice keen and meager, "Pray tell me how I may successfully live." And the wise man replied, "To get, you must give." As to giving, he said, "What have I to give? I've scarce enough bread, and of course one must live. But I would partake of life's bountiful store." Came the wise man's response, "Then you must give more." The lesson he learned, to get was forgotten. Toward mankind he turned with a love new begotten. And he gave of himself in unselfish living. Then joy crowned his days, for he grew rich in giving. Judy Matejczyk here, Life Mastery Consultant, world-class paradigm shifter, taking this one to heart. Taking this one to heart. So grateful that you're on this journey with me. I can't tell you how grateful I am, because we all are on this journey together. And with that, do that life work. Dream big, dream bold, accomplish brilliantly. We'll see you tomorrow or even next week for Transformation Tuesday. But tomorrow I'm going to come in here and we're going to start the 40 days of Lent. with releasing. So I love you very, very much. So grateful that you're here with me today. Yeah. Yeah. Over and out. Oh, let me see. I have to make sure that I'm offing. There you go.